Welcome to the Financial Doctor Show.
Hi, welcome to the Financial Doctor Show. I'm Nik, your financial doctor. How are you, everyone? Assalamualaikum dan selamat petang. Good evening. All right, so today I have with me Mr. Tang, country manager of Luno Malaysia, to talk about investing in crypto. Should you do it? Hi, Aaron. How are you?
Hi, Nick. I'm doing really well. Thank you for having me.
Awesome, fantastic. It's nice to have you, and I am really happy. I'm glad and flattered to have you here. Okay, so Aaron, before I go on to share about the show, let's just take 1 minute to share our live here onto our personal platform. All right, so that we get more people to follow.
All right.
Let's just take 1 minute and do that.
Okay.
On to share about. Okay. Share. Yes. All right. All right. Okay. So you done, Aaron?
Just need like 10 seconds.
Sure, no worries.
Okay. About. All right. Just shared.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Aaron. Well, Aaron, just for your information, the reason why we have the Financial Doctor Show, basically to create awareness amongst Malaysians about full financial planning and also the services of a licensed financial planner. All right. So, and the topic tonight, I think it is something which is really crucial, something which is really important, that a lot of people now are very interested into cryptocurrency. So I think it's very apt that we have the country manager of Luno on stage of the Financial Doctor Show. All right, so before we go to the juicy questions of cryptocurrency, Aaron, please introduce yourself a little bit, Aaron.
Thanks again, Nick. So my name is Aaron. I am the country manager for Luno Malaysia. Interesting tidbit, I was actually employee number 1 in Luno Malaysia. So that was back in January
2001.
0001. So yeah, it's been a pretty long, interesting journey. Prior to Luno, I've actually done a couple of different things in my career. Previously, I spent actually the first part of my career in the oil and gas industry. My background was in engineering, and spent a lot of time
in. A lot of engineers turn to financials.
I think we like the numbers, lah, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I think further on in my career, I did a bit of training and development work. I was involved in a social enterprise.
Fantastic.
And then somehow crypto came knocking, and I dived in, and here I am 4 years later.
Okay, so you were an engineer before, so turned into a crypto specialist.
I think you're being generous. Specialist is being very generous, but yeah, maybe you can call me an investor and enthusiast.
Okay, all right. I guess there are still a lot of people out there who are trying to understand a lot about crypto, or people out there who are still like clueless what cryptocurrency is all about. All right, so I'm going to talk about that later on. But before that, okay, I'm going to ask some questions so that my listeners out there can know more about Mr. Aaron Tang. All right. So Aaron, what is your passion at work, or what is your passion in this industry?
Well, it has remained the same over the past couple of years, and that is basically educating people about cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, and basically helping and guiding them, because crypto is such a difficult topic. It's very easily misunderstood, and yeah, I really find a lot of joy if we can bring people along on their crypto journey.
I see. But how did you first get to know about crypto?
It was through reading, a lot of reading. So I spend a lot of time online. I really like reading articles online more than videos. For maybe
All right.
I'm getting old, but yeah, I spent a lot of time online and came across the technology. I think in 2015, but it was only in
Wow.
2016 that I really dared to just try with a little bit amount of my money and
I
see what
see.
happens.
Oh, okay. All right. So this is all because of your reading, and then you do research, reading articles on articles, so that you get the information and knowledge and experience about crypto. All right. So Aaron, other than work, other than crypto and engineering, what is your hobby?
I am a big reader, so I try to spend most of my time reading. And I
See.
do have a blog. This is like my alter ego. I write a lot in my free time. Not a lot, maybe about an hour a day. So
Oh,
I write about my crypto experiences, but not just about my crypto experiences. I write
I
about
see.
many random things in life as well.
Cool, cool. I also enjoy reading. I'm also an avid reader. I'm currently reading Jay Shetty, Think
Nice.
Like a Monk. What's your current read?
My current read is a very, very old book by one of my favorite writers, if not my favorite. His name is Michael Lewis. So I'm
Michael
reading a
Lewis.
book called Liar's Poker. Michael Lewis, he writes a lot about the finance industry and things
Oh,
happening in the financial world, but in a very easy to understand way.
I see. Fantastic. So you read a lot of financial books.
I would say I'm predominantly a website reader, not so much a book reader. Trying to
Oh,
cultivate the book reading habit though.
I see. I see. Well, that explains, I guess. I am the older generation who must hold the book and read and write by the side, put on some notes.
Yeah, I would say the wisdom you find in books is deeper though, because websites tend to be short and you often lose a lot of deep wisdom. So that's why I'm
Yeah.
trying to read more books as well.
Because to me, it's also strenuous to my eyes to see if I were to read from my iPad or laptop. Okay, so Aaron, share with us what is one fun fact about you that people do not know.
One fun fact about myself, most people don't know is
Yes.
I actually really, really, really like sports, and I mean, I
You
huge
play
sports
football?
fan. I grew up playing football, but
Oh, great.
towards the middle point of my life, I spent most of my time playing basketball instead.
Oh, okay. Not that I play
So,
football, just asking.
yeah, yeah, I mean, if I were blessed with the talents and the physical ability, I would have probably wanted to be a professional athlete. Yeah,
Oh, so do you get to play much sports nowadays?
it's been hard since the MCO started. So yeah, very difficult.
I see. I see. Okay. So share with us what is your favorite quotes, Aaron?
My favorite quote. Wow, wow, that's a very interesting one. Can I share you a book instead? Because I feel that that book is full of quotable quotes, and
Sure.
I don't have a single favorite quote. But this book is called "Man's Search for Meaning." This is a book written by a psychologist. He was a psychologist, and he actually ended up in the concentration camp. So he was in the Nazi concentration camp, and
Mm-hmm.
thankfully he managed to survive. But
Mm-hmm.
along the way, he documented what he saw, and he found out how people behave and react under extreme circumstances. And I feel that most people who read that book, they feel that it's changed their outlook on life, if not
Man's
changed
search
their
for
life.
meaning.
Yeah, man's search for meaning.
It sounds like something like Nelson Mandela. I've
Mm.
read a little bit about of his biography, Nelson Mandela. It's something like that also, that he was in the jail, in the
Mhm.
prison. So then how he actually used his brain to not accept what he is facing at that point of time, right? So that is where how he control. Oh, amazing! So that's interesting. Man's search for meaning. Do you have the author, Aaron?
Yeah. The author is a guy named Viktor Frankl. That's, I think,
Uh huh.
Viktor Frankl.
Oh, man's search for meaning. I see. Cool. I'll try to look for this book. Aaron, okay. Last question before we go to the juicy question about crypto. Share with us what is your favorite food.
Favorite food. I like actually Italian food. So pizza, pastas. Yeah, I
Oh,
would say that's
I
favorite.
see. Wow. Okay. So ni orang muda punya generation.
I wouldn't say muda, but yeah, okay lah.
Okay lah. All right. So thank you so much, Aaron, sharing with us so that all people out there. Okay. So this is Aaron who loves Italian food. All right. So Aaron, let's go to the questions on crypto. Okay. What is
Sure.
the crypto situation in Malaysia and how does Luno come into the picture?
The crypto situation in Malaysia is really booming. It's I'll give you some statistics. I don't want to be overly like numbers driven, but
Sure. Sure.
can tell you that in 2020, that was only 2 years ago or 1 year plus, we only had like 180,000 customers in Malaysia. So that's
Wow.
Luno, and we are among the regulated exchanges. And when we talk about regulated exchanges, meaning those who have approval to operate in Malaysia, we
Yeah.
are the market leader. So market leader had 180,000 in 2020, and 2021 we closed it just above 600,000. So you can see that within the short span of just 1 year plus,
1 year.
the customer size has basically tripled,
Yeah.
or yeah, gone up by 2x
600,000.
plus. Yeah,
Congratulations.
600,000.
Awesome.
Thank
Amazing.
you, thank you. Yeah,
Okay.
I wouldn't say it's like our doing. It's just that the market really has such demand and interest in Bitcoin and crypto. So it so happens that we are here and we want to provide the best services, and thankful that many Malaysians choose to use us.
Okay, all right. So I feel that a lot of people, they just talk about the coins,
Right.
whatever coins that you have out there. All right, but rarely they speak about the operator. So I guess when Luno comes in and you mentioned about your clientele rose from 180,000 to 600,000, I think it's amazing because at least we get to see people go onto a legit platform, all right, so that it is regulated, so that they know what they are getting into. Okay, all right. So share with the public, share with the audience why cryptocurrency and how to invest in cryptocurrency.
Yeah. Very, very long answer. I'll try to keep it as short as
Sure.
possible. Feel free to interrupt me, Nick.
Okay.
So, I think people invest in cryptocurrencies for a variety of reasons. I'll start with something very personal to me. When I first got interested in investing in crypto, I was actually looking at my investments, and my investments were mostly in Malaysian ringgit assets, because as being a Malaysian, you grow up in Malaysia, you tend to buy what you're comfortable with, which is, for example, maybe amanah saham, or maybe a fixed deposit in the Malaysian bank, all in Malaysian ringgit. And then somewhere along the line, I'm thinking like, hey, maybe I need to think about other assets, right? Not just Malaysian ringgit assets, but maybe assets that are denominated not just in Malaysian ringgit. And I so happened to fall into crypto, started reading about it, and till today, I think a lot of people are investing in crypto or
Yeah.
Bitcoin
Yes.
because they want diversification, right? They want diversification. Maybe they already have stock markets investment. Maybe they already have unit trusts. They have bonds, and now they want something extra to diversify further. So something very interesting is that Bitcoin, especially Bitcoin, it has actually shown low correlation with other asset classes over the past decade, meaning that it doesn't really follow the pattern of the stock market or the property market or the bond market, right? So a lot of people are interested to add Bitcoin because when my portfolio, if the stock market crash, I don't want everything else to crash together with it, right? I want something that is perhaps a little bit uh, they call it not lowly correlated with the other assets. So that's reason number one, which is diversification, and I think it is a very powerful concept that most people don't actually think about, but I think people like yourself, financial experts and planners,
Yeah.
you always think about portfolio diversification and things like that. Um, Number two, of course, people are investing in crypto because the potential for large capital gains. This tends to be the one that attracts a lot of people into crypto, right? Because they will hear their friends say, "Oh, I just bought into this coin, and then within a short period of time, suddenly it's gone up a lot." Now, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that this is the most popular view, especially among financial experts, because typically you don't want people speculating so much. But I will have to say that undeniably, a lot of people are attracted to crypto because they see large gains, and I think hopefully people like you and me, we do our bit to educate people and to tell them, don't take risks irresponsibly, and it has a place in your portfolio. That's what I believe. It has a place in your portfolio, but don't go crazy about it. So that's reason number two, the
Okay.
potential for capital gains. And I think in terms of there are other smaller reasons why people tend to invest in crypto, and especially for those who are from the tech industry, tech background. Crypto is like revolutionary technology. If you look at some of the innovation happening in blockchain technology, it's allowed us to do things that could have never been done before without blockchain technology. And I think a lot of people are investing in it because they believe that this is the future. The future is digital. This is the way it's going. And they want to be part of that.
So there are three points that you mentioned just now. Why crypto? Why or how? Why invest in crypto? Number one, diversification. All right, and
Right.
you mentioned there's a low correlation with other asset classes. All
Right.
right, and also this is a potential of a large capital gain, which I think this is I would say the number one why people are like go crazy on crypto. And you mentioned about future digital or like what is trending currently. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, but I think having said that, right, you can see crypto also can be very like that, very very volatile. The volatility is so high. Even the
Yes.
asset class is a high risk asset class. Okay,
Yes.
but people are not deterred. Okay, because people see, like what you mentioned just now, of the potential large gain. Okay, so I guess that's why also, yes, this is the why, but how to invest in cryptocurrency with all this that you have mentioned.
Yeah, I think it's I think the how question has a few parts to it. If we're talking about the very very practical, how do we start getting invested? I would say that you start with a regulated investment platform like Luno. Doesn't
Mm.
have to be Luno, by the way, not just because I work with Luno. I hope you will use this, but there are
Yeah.
other regulated platforms in Malaysia, of course. But to me, that is the safest and easiest way to get started. Number one, because you know that you are trading with an approved platform, and you are, for example, you're not trading with, say, some terrorist or someone who's using a money in a bad way, right? So that's the safest way to get started. If you've not used a crypto or a digital asset exchange platform before, it's actually very, very simple and straightforward. You can either download an app on your phone,
Yeah.
or you can go to the website, and signing up is pretty simple, like signing up for, say, a touch and go account, or some other kind of account. You just need to fill up your name, give some details, maybe take a picture of your my card selfie, and then once you get through that, all you need is actually to make a deposit to top up your wallet. So when you top up your wallet, again, it's like topping up, say, an e-wallet, or
Mm.
many people use, say, Boost Touch and Go. I think
Yeah.
most people are very familiar. And then from there, you can actually just buy and sell crypto. Very simple, just basically click the buy button, right? So that's the very, very practical aspect. Now, if we talk about the principles of how to invest into crypto, I think these are these are really, this is a really interesting topic, and I'm glad I'm chatting with you, Nick, because you are a licensed financial planner. You have expertise in this area, right? And I
Yep.
think people first have to understand that Bitcoin, crypto, it is on the high risk, high return kind end of the spectrum, right? There's a statement or saying that I really like, one of my favorite quotes, which is volatility is the price you pay for performance. Yeah. Volatility
It's
is
the
the
price
price
you
you
pay
pay
for performance.
performance. Yeah. So meaning that if something has the potential to perform very well, it can go up, like Bitcoin has gone up very well. It also has the potential to drop a lot. Yeah. It's volatile.
Very
It can
well
go up,
also.
right? It can also go down very well. So I think that is the first realization that you
Yeah.
have when you want to invest in something like that. So what does that mean? That means that you don't do anything silly, right? Right. If
Yeah.
you're new to it, you don't take a loan to invest, right? Generally speaking, you don't take a loan to invest, but especially with things with higher risks, you don't take a loan to invest because who knows, the market could go down, right? Now, second thing is, of course, you want to look at allocation in your portfolio. What percentage of investment in crypto is suitable for yourself? For some people, it may be 1%. For some people, it may be 3%. Some people, maybe 5%. Or maybe for some people, it just doesn't make sense at this moment, right? For example, let's say somebody who's still struggling with saving up some emergency funds. Should you actually be investing in crypto when you should actually be building up your emergency funds? Now, I'm in no place to tell
Correct.
people
Correct.
exactly how much, but I think principally you should probably be building emergency funds first, right? So I think these are some of the pointers that I can think of, and I'm sure Nick, you can add to that as well.
Yeah, I have further questions when to talk about how much to put into crypto. And actually, we have also a question from our audience asking what portion of portfolio would you recommend for crypto? So just now, Aaron has just mentioned about 1 or 3%. However, Aaron also make what do you call that?
Disclaimer.
Disclaimer. Yeah, I was looking for that. Sorry. You see, 1 or 3% is not a one size fit all, or you simply take that figure 1 or 3%. Okay, so that's
Exactly.
why you have got to understand your current financial position first, your current financial situation first, like what Mr. Aaron mentioned just now. If you don't even have your emergency funding, you don't even have your 6 months emergency funding, forget about it. Forget about crypto. Don't touch crypto at all. I'm telling this. Do you agree with me, Aaron?
I mean, I'm in the position that on in principle, I agree with you, Nick. However, I do realize that practically, sometimes people just want to try something, right? They want to try something, and if I say that you have that itch that you want to try something, even if you're building an emergency fund, you can try with like a small amount, lah, maybe like 1 ringgit or 5 ringgit, just to go in for that learning, or consider it
Yeah.
a tuition fee. But I would say generally the principle holds true. Like, you want to be having that emergency buffer first before you consider investing, especially in higher risk assets.
Of course. I mean, I would also agree with you on that point. Like if you are talking about 1 ringgit, or even I would say 100 ringgit just for a try, okay,
Yeah,
then it's okay. But if you are telling me then you want to allocate 1,000 ringgit, you see, statistics shows that Malaysian even have difficulties to raise 1,000 ringgit during emergency. So if you say that you also you put 1 ringgit, 50 ringgit for a try, for you to learn, for you to know about the cryptocurrency, yeah, by all means, but
yeah,
not to a stage where it actually impacted your life. So this is where I think we have got to be very wary when we want to answer this question, because I don't want people to misunderstand. Okay.
yep,
All right.
absolutely.
So, what is the risk in investing in crypto? Then people will start to understand.
Yeah, there are a couple of risks definitely when you invest in crypto. The first of it is, of course, there's a risk that you may lose capital. And when we talk about lose capital, because crypto, unlike say a fixed deposit or unlike say I don't know, even like a government bond, which is very, very low risk, crypto price can go up, it can go down. It's a little bit like how a stock trades, right? When you invest in the stock market, you don't say that, oh, I'm gonna guaranteed get X amount of return, because it can go up and it can go down. So of course that is the risk, one of the risks. um, we talk about other forms of risk, which typically face you would not face this kind of risk if you're using a regulated platform. But if you were to be using an unregulated platform, for example, you invest in say a platform that's based in say in Eastern Europe, for example, right? You have to understand that these platforms overseas, they are not regulated by Malaysian regulators. Now, if things go well, if everything is fine and dandy, everyone's
Okay lah.
happy, okay, right? But what happens if, for example, there's, for example, say, customer complaint that you have a complaint against the platform. It's probably not practical for you to like fly there, bring that company to court in Europe, or something like that. That's of course worst case scenario. But these are some of the risks that people face as well, because I know that overseas platforms are also very popular for Malaysians who get involved in cryptocurrency and digital assets lah. So two risks there. I think in terms of I don't want to get too technical, but there's also things like liquidity risk, right? And this typically happens when when you invest in say a very niche product, or a very, very small a coin which is not very popular. So for example, and then maybe you see that, oh, it has gone up by so much, and so you've made a lot of profit. You may find that when you try and sell, because the coin is not very liquid, there's not many people trading it, you may actually find it's actually difficult to sell and withdraw. Of course, this doesn't just apply to crypto lah. I mean, many other things. Again, I would say that if you stick to the regulated platforms, you probably won't face this issue, because the regulated platforms typically they only deal with the popular cryptocurrencies of the world.
I see. All right. So I guess that will explain to the question I'm going to ask you: what sort of risk profile of a person should have in order for that person to invest in crypto?
Right. I'm gonna say that this isn't a should, because I'm again in no position to say whether someone is suitable to invest in crypto or not. However, I would say that before you invest in crypto, it pays to try and understand the technology, to really do your due diligence, do your research into what you are investing. Um, in terms of say whether you are a low risk investor, whether you are a medium risk investor, or a very high risk investor, I would say that question can be tackled by portfolio allocation. Meaning that, let's say you are a person, you like low risk investments, right? So option one is to ignore crypto. I don't want to ignore in crypto at all. That's fine, right? Everyone has their investment portfolio. Option number two, maybe you can say, oh, I want to just diversify maybe 1%, because I'm a low risk investor. I'm just going to diversify 1%, and maybe that will be useful for me.
Okay. Yeah, I think when we talk about risk profile, this is where a lot of people out there miss out, either purposely miss out, or they are clueless about it. Okay. But I feel there are a fair combination of both. All right. But more of like clueless about it. They do not know their own risk profile. They don't even know they should understand their risk profile before investing. And they also do not understand the risk profile of the type of investment that they are investing. All right. So like what we have mentioned earlier, why crypto, people are more attracted to the high profit, the large profit. I'm not saying that crypto is not good. Who doesn't want large profit, right? But yes, of course, you must understand your risk profile first so that you know what you are getting into, and you must understand the type of risk of the investment that you're getting into.
Yeah.
Right? So with this, but these are the things also, right? Because of lack of information, lack of knowledge about this, okay, they will speak to their friends, or they will
Right.
talk among them. Okay, hey, I'm investing into this. Hey, I have this, because I do meet a friend who come and tell me, oh, now I'm investing in this. Sounds like very canggih, sounds very like wow, like that. But seriously, do you understand your own risk profile? Seriously, do you understand the risk that you're getting into? You see, because like what we mentioned just now, how much crypto that we should have in our portfolio. So this is where they don't know. All right, so they feel that maybe to that person at that point of time, maybe 1,000 ringgit is actually it's just 1,000 ringgit. So I am willing to lose that 1,000 ringgit. But okay, if I were to ask that person further, wait, let me ask you, okay, do you have any savings for your emergency or not? If let's say if you don't have any savings for emergency, then I think okay, that's one point. What about your other life priorities? Do you have enough protection if anything happens? If you don't even have protection, that means if anything were to happen to you, you need cash,
Right.
right? So these are the things which I feel that when we talk about any investment for that matter, it's not just crypto, okay? It's any investment that you must understand your risk profile. You must understand the risk that you are getting in,
Yeah.
right? So
And if
yes,
Yeah,
you're about to say
sorry,
something?
Nick. And if I can add to that, I think the questions that we've been chatting about, these are actually difficult questions, right? Let's be honest, these are difficult questions. And I will say that in my experience, most people actually struggle to answer these questions by themselves because
Yeah.
finance is not the easiest topic. When I worked personally with a financial planner, that was really really helpful because you kind of have to think about angle A, think about protection, think about insurance, think about emergency savings. And I would recommend, if anyone, if you struggle to answer some of those questions that we've talked about, like risk profile or talking about, portfolio allocation, I think it would be actually quite helpful to engage with a financial planner.
True, true. I guess when Aaron mentioned engage, that's not necessarily you engage. You have to engage for service straight away. Just talk to a licensed financial planner for you to understand what is it all about your financials, so that you have that what Aaron mentioned lah. I mean, angle A, angle B, so that you what we are trying to do is for you to be able to have a holistic view of your financials, so that you are able to make an informed decision. All right. So the idea for me to bring Aaron also on this show tonight is also to tell the public, yes, crypto is good. Okay, I'm also interested in crypto of the because of the potentials, but I don't start yet. I dare not start yet. You see, but maybe like Aaron mentioned just now, I should start maybe like 100 ringgit. Let's see, and I should learn about it. All right, and see what is it all about, and see what is the yeah, I mean, learn about it. But in doing so, you must also know yourself. Sometimes the greed will come when you see that 100 ringgit all of a sudden became 1,000. It can happen like that, right, Aaron?
Yeah, right. It
Then
can. And I
yourself,
think, yeah.
then you tell yourself, hey, if I were to put 1,000 the other day, I would have had 10,000. Now I would have my emergency funding. Yes, you are right. But it can also turn the other way around.
Yep,
Betul, Aaron?
exactly. Yeah,
Can.
that's correct.
This is where I think having a full holistic view then will at least can put your both feet on the ground. Okay. All right. So Aaron, Tell me, what is Luno's role in educating the public about cryptocurrency?
We like to think of ourselves as a guide. So when we talk about guide, a guide is not like a teacher or a master. We're not going to tell you exactly, oh, you should buy X amount of crypto on this date because it will make you like a millionaire or something. Yeah, that's like the, I don't know, the millionaire gurus kind of thing. We're not like that, right? What we're trying to do is to educate people about the technology first and foremost. What is Bitcoin? What is it used? Why are people investing in it? And then we also want to help guide people along. How do you do it safely? How do you do it so that when scammers come and try to approach you, the difference between a scam and a legitimate crypto investment, and also how to secure your funds. How to not get tricked by the scam website. Give up your username and password, for example. So I think that's the first couple of things. We look at ourselves as a guide. We are also very big on doing education and awareness programs. I guess tonight may be considered as part of it. I mean, thanks so much for the invitation as well, Nick.
My pleasure.
But we also do a lot of other public programs on our Facebook group, our Facebook community group, which has more than 35,000 members now. We also do even like tailored programs. For example, if universities invite us to speak, usually we try and find somebody to go
Fantastic.
represent Luno to teach. We even have like a focused crypto for women initiative. So
Wow.
this is a program when we discovered that the majority of crypto investors overwhelmingly are men. Yeah, overwhelmingly are men. And they are overwhelmingly young men. So we
Yeah.
decided that, let's try and run some programs targeted at women, designed by women. We invite women speakers, give women a safe space to learn and learn about investing in crypto. So we want to try and do as much as possible, but of course, there's so much more to be done.
Of course, of course. But I'm happy to hear that you have covered a lot in giving awareness about cryptocurrency to Malaysians, and I am especially happy that you see when you work with a legit platform like Luno, right? So at least you know that you are not being scammed. You know that there is you can, if there is anything that goes wrong, you can resort to a proper platform. All right, so that at least give you some protection. That also give you some how would I say, a peace of mind, and also a platform that you know that you can learn, that you can try on, or things like that. All right. Okay. So you also mentioned just now that you have a special group for women. Wow,
Right.
I think that's amazing. And you found out that a lot of Luno's clientele are actually men, younger men. At what age they are roughly, Aaron?
The vast majority of our activity
20s.
is actually in the 30 to 40 group. Yeah, it's not actually in the 20s group.
32,
Um,
yeah. But
yeah,
30s, 40s is where they have the money also.
yeah, the disposable income. So that's where you see the majority of the activity happening. It's also the same in women, by the way. 30 to 40 is the higher activity group. But of course, in terms of percentages, when we started, I think it was something like, if I'm not mistaken, it was like 15% only, 15% women and like 85% men.
I see.
We have managed to bump things up a bit. I think today it is like 25% women, 75% men.
Great, great.
So I think hopefully the things that we've done are helping. But again, this is not sufficient. We want to get to a point where there's more women investing, because we know women need to take care of their financial future as well.
Yeah, yeah. Do you have any program like crypto for dummies, or crypto? Because yeah, to some people, crypto can sound like so wow, so big, like macam yeah. You see,
Yeah.
so if you have like a crypto for dummies, you can start or step by step crypto ABC.
Yeah, I don't want to say that we have a crypto for dummies, but I will say is all our programs, the vast majority of our programs, are actually targeted at new people, new crypto investors. So
I
if you
see.
go to our YouTube page, you watch the videos, probably many people will say, ah, yeah, this is overly simple. It's like super basic. But you know
Oh,
what? This is necessary because not everyone starts at a privileged level that they are already very, expert, right? So we
I see.
start like the very, very minimum. So
I
most
see.
of our programs are actually designed for beginners.
Great, great, great. Okay. I'm glad that Luno is doing that. Okay, I have this one question earlier from one of the audience. I think he or she may not be able to listen to the show now, but I would like to ask a question. The question is whether is Luno is cryptocurrency Sharia compliant?
Right. Nice
Yes.
question. And I'm obviously not a Sharia expert myself, so I can only share what I know from my understanding of Sharia principles. So when you talk about regulated digital asset exchanges in Malaysia, the Sharia Advisory Council of the Securities Commission. When we talk about the Securities Commission, meaning the government body that oversees all the investment platforms in Malaysia,
Yeah.
right? For those of you who may not be familiar. So they have a Sharia Advisory Council, and this Sharia Advisory Council has been very clear. They say that if you are trading or buying or selling crypto assets on the regulated platforms, that is permissible by Sharia principles. Now, the exact, they use like quite complex Arabic terms. I can't explain further on that, but I can share very confidently that if you're using a regulated platform, it is permissible via Sharia principles.
I see. I guess, yeah. If it is been decreed by the Sharia Committee of Security Commission, well, that's the most highest, how to say, that we could refer to as cryptocurrency being Sharia compliant. Thank you for the explanation, Aaron.
No
So
problem.
I hope, okay, to that listener who asked us on the Facebook, okay, I think Kai will also mention about the answer on our Facebook page. So, to listeners out there, if you have any further questions to ask Mr. Aaron Tang about anything about cryptocurrency or your query about cryptocurrency, please do ask us in our chat group in our Facebook page. All right. So, yes, Aaron. Next question: what are the development that you are hoping to see in future for Malaysia? For in Malaysia with regards to crypto.
So there are a couple of things I'm really looking forward to. The first of which is more digital assets in Malaysia. As of today, on the regulated platforms, we only have 5 crypto assets, and the public is quite clear that the public wants to invest in more options, more choices. Now, if the public wants to invest in certain kinds of cryptocurrencies, for example, let's say something like Solana, which has been gaining a lot of popularity, they wouldn't be able to use a regulated platform today because we don't have this kind of tokens listed.
I see.
So one thing I'm really looking forward to in the coming year, this year, is that we will work with regulators to hopefully get more approvals for digital assets to be listed in Malaysia. So basically, more coins lah. Apart from that, there are a lot of crypto innovations happening around the world. There is this thing called decentralized finance. Decentralized finance meaning finance functions that are being replicated in the online blockchain world using blockchain technology. So, for example, people are doing, for example, borrowing and lending using these
Crypto.
decentralized finance platforms. We've not really seen much around this in Malaysia because I guess it's a bit of a question mark. Are these innovations allowed based on the current regulations, for example? So it would be nice to see if there was further regulation or further guidance around things like that,
I see.
and then we can see more innovation happening from local entrepreneurs as well.
Okay, cool, cool. I think, yeah, we have a question. I think something also got to do with what you have just explained. Kai, can you please put up a question from our audience? Okay, Mr. Jonathan Lee. Okay, what is the benefit of decentralized crypto? I like his profile pic though.
Hi, Jonathan. This is my ex-colleague from many years ago.
I
So
see.
the benefit of decentralization is, I hate to go a bit philosophical, but when we talk about systems, or rather, how things are, we are very used to centralized systems. So when we talk about centralized systems, is, for example, if you go to school in Malaysia, you tend to follow the centralized school system lah, because the syllabus is set by the education
Government.
ministry. There is a structure. Year one, year two, UPSR. I don't know if they have UPSR anymore. Probably not. Maybe
No more.
SPM.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So the thing about centralized systems is, if your people in charge are doing it well, then centralized systems can work really well. For example, if you have a very good education minister and you have very good advisors, the system can work really well. When it comes to decentralized systems are very useful because they don't have a single point of failure, right? They don't have a single point where, say, for example, go back to the 2009 financial crisis. That was back in the day when a lot of banks were taking a lot of very, very irresponsible risks, right? We know now that they were taking a lot of irresponsible risks. But actually, these big organizations were actually meant to actually safeguard people, right? They were actually meant to help protect people. But what happens when the people meant to protect other people are taking irresponsible risks, and let's say something bad happens to them, and
Misusing.
then a lot of people get hurt, right? In the 2009 financial crisis, we saw that. Now, crypto was created as a way to decentralize away from, let's say, just one or two organizations having all the power, right? And then in Bitcoin, for example, today you see an asset that is not correlated with any other asset class, or lowly correlated, because it was created to sort of be something new and something independent. So if I can put the benefit of decentralization in a nutshell, it is that what happens when centralized systems, for whatever reason, there are bad actors or somebody made a mistake, decentralized systems like crypto actually can offer a meaningful or very powerful alternative. Yeah,
I
so it's
see.
an alternative system. At least it offers you an option. Whether you choose to believe in it or choose to partake in it, that's completely a individual choice, but at least it offers you an option.
Aaron, I'm just curious. You see, is there any I mean, when we talk about education or development of cryptocurrency, is there any formal education that is being given in college or about crypto?
As far as I understand, there are certain universities where you can actually get some blockchain certification, or
I see.
maybe even like cryptocurrency course certification. I think there are a few, at least, around the world.
I see.
But what I see more common is actually it's subjects like finance or technology. Cryptocurrency is actually being introduced as one of the segments, right? Or even in, for example, CFA. Now there are CFA modules that cover cryptocurrency as well.
Cryptocurrency. Okay.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm asking, because I'm just curious whether we have enough experts to talk about crypto. When I mean to talk about, I mean in terms from the legal perspective, in terms of the administration perspective. You see, we have enough experts so that we'll be able to do like what you mentioned just now. Let's say we were talking about the decentralization, but we don't have enough people to support what you have just mentioned about decentralization just now. I think maybe we will still have challenges to do that.
Yeah. I think the way the industry is growing, we definitely don't have enough experts, and I would encourage anyone who's watching or listening, if you are interested to to explore the world of crypto, to learn, definitely, man. We welcome people to join us.
I'm sure there are an opening, or there is a potential, a huge potential. All right, when people touch to study. I mean, like Aaron, you yourself mentioned you self study, right?
Right.
So I'm sure if there are any colleges or universities or education that can provide anything about crypto, I think people would really appreciate, and I think you should look into that. Okay,
Yeah.
so my last question for the night is, how does financial planning play a role in investing in crypto? Or
I
maybe you want
think
also to share your experience.
Yeah, I think before I share my experience, I think financial planning plays a huge role because the question again, the questions that we spoke about, right? It is quite rare, I think, for people to be thinking about portfolio allocation, diversification, risk profiles. These are very
Technical.
maybe if you're technical
Yeah.
for and finance professionals, they talk
Yeah.
about this, but it's not common knowledge, right? And I think financial planning really gives people a very good view. Okay, I'm not the guy that says 100% you must buy crypto. I'm the guy who says that take a holistic view at your finances and figure out how crypto can play a part in your investment journey, for example, right? And I think as a platform, like we ourselves, people ask me all the time, like, oh, should I buy X coin? Should I buy? How much should I buy? When should I buy? I can't answer, right? Because I'm meant to be someone neutral. I just give
Yes.
the platform, right? I'm providing the platform for people to buy their things. I can't actually tell people, okay, do this or that, because that's, you can say that I'm sort of manipulating the market, or, pushing people to,
Insider trading.
to do things a certain way, right? So
Yeah.
I can't do that. But if you have a financial planner on your side, that would be someone who can actually give you some more tangible advice, right? Like, oh, maybe cryptocurrency is suitable for you, or your portfolio today, you're doing really well. Do you want to consider X investment or Y investment, or you've made a lot of gains, right? You've made tons of money already. Do you want to get more protection? So these are questions that a financial planner can speak to you about, but not something that a crypto platform like myself can. So yeah, I think it's a huge role to play, actually, and I'm really happy to see that financial planners today in the market, even in Malaysia, there are some who already say that you can't just ignore crypto anymore. You
Yeah.
need to consider whether it has a place in your life.
Correct.
So yeah, looking forward to, like, work closely with financial planners.
Maybe you can share again the platform for Luno that people would like to know if they want to access Luno apps, right? Kai, you can share that again, or you want to say something about Luno platform that people should know or how to go about?
Yep, definitely. So if you are interested, definitely check out the website or the app. What is quite interesting about the app itself is you can download the app. You can actually go and look at all the learning materials. You don't even have to sign up for an account. You can read all the articles, watch all the videos just by signing up the app. So it's literally like it's literally like something free, right? You just
Mm.
go download the
Free
app, have a look at
information.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you can make up your mind later, like, do you want to get started? The minimum investment is super super low. It is 1 ringgit.
One
So
ringgit.
it's designed for people who want to explore and learn. Yeah.
Okay, I think one point that Aaron mentioned just now, that Luno app itself is a platform for you to learn. Okay, so being a legit platform is a legit information, legit data that they have in there for you to understand what cryptocurrency is all about, what coin are there that is available. So you don't later go after Aaron and ask Aaron, when should I buy, which coin should I buy, whatever. He cannot answer that, you know. Wait, okay. Do we have any more question, Kai? Okay, one last question. Can I advise the best way to do DCA in crypto, weekly or monthly? Okay, Aaron, can you answer this question from Jess Chong?
I will share something interesting about crypto DCA. So there are crypto DCA websites online when you can actually see, if I had invested 10 ringgit into Bitcoin every month over the past 3 or 4 years, how would my performance be? And historically, if you look at the trend, if you look at people who've held for 3 years, 4 years, it's been an upward trend. So people
Wow.
who have been DCA over the past 3 to 4 years at least, they've usually done quite well. Now I will say that this is historical data. Yeah, historical data. Of course, we know you can't predict the
Never a
future.
promise of a future performance.
Yeah, never a promise.
That's a standard disclaimer.
Yeah, but you can actually take a look at how you would have performed in the past if you do some of that monthly DCA lah. On a practical terms, practical perspective, like for example, for me, I prefer to do my DCA not just into crypto, into any investment. I prefer to do it monthly. Why? Because that's when the salary comes in.
All
So,
right.
salary comes in, I straight away invest. If not, I will spend the money and I have no money to invest. So that's my personal perspective. But maybe Nick, you have any guidance on doing DCA?
Yeah, I think normally people do DCA monthly, like what Aaron mentioned also lah. When people get the salary, then you put in the money you segregate from whenever you get your salary. Very rare. I have not seen any people who do weekly unless you do on your own. I see, or you are a business owner who take a weekly pay, then you can do on a weekly lah. But I think for the purpose of calculation or investment, also I think if you do it the shorter intervals, I guess you get to capture the pricing more closer. But then again, whether you are capable of doing it weekly, sometimes even at the bank, you want to do a standing instruction. Also, it's on a monthly basis. I've not seen people do on a weekly basis, right? So, I think in terms of administrative, well, I think monthly is what most people do. Okay, so I think that's a very brilliant question by Jess Chong. Okay, so I think we have 2 minutes more. So to all listeners out there, if you would like to understand more about full financial planning and understand the service of a licensed financial planner, you can scan the QR code there. Hey, we have another question. Hi Aaron, I start my crypto investing after reading your blog. You give me confidence, but a bit too late now. You. Thank you. But hey, that's great compliment for you, Aaron. Well done.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I
So,
really
if you want
appreciate
to
that.
know more about full financial planning, just like what Aaron mentioned earlier, so that it can also guide you in terms of the investment in crypto, please scan our QR code on the screen, and no strings attached. You get also to do check out your financial pulse for free. Okay, so Aaron, it has been 1 hour. That is a very short 1 hour. I think, yeah, it's 9:29 already. So thank you so much, Aaron, for being in my show tonight. I really appreciate your effort, your time, and your feedback and input in tonight's show. So last word from you, Aaron.
I would say that most people that I've met, at least, you will get something out of exploring the world of crypto. It may just broaden your mind. It may open your mind towards new things that are coming in the digital world, whatever it is. And of course, a lot of people also have done financially well. But I would say that if you have that little spark of curiosity, just go explore it. I am very confident you will find something about the crypto world if you keep an open mind. That's like very, very interesting and exciting.
I see. All right. So thank you, Aaron. So I quote Aaron: "Go and explore and find out and understand." Okay. So thank you so much to all my audience out there. Till we meet again in another 2 weeks with more interesting topic on the Financial Doctor Show. Till then, take care and stay safe and good night. Assalamualaikum. Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Financial Doctor Show.